All right, y'all. I'm gonna take you through a little bit of a mobility session. I'm gonna talk through everything that I'm doing. I first want to start this with just saying the way I look at mobility is a lot different. It's not about sitting here doing reps and sets all the time. It's really about opening up the variety of movements and our movement capacity and giving our body more options. You know, I always got to give my flowers to Coach Baxter. He's done such a big thing in my life, and he's taught me so much when it comes to pain and just the common things he sees. You know, just for me, the comments that I've seen in myself is the less movement variety, the less movement capacity I have available, the more pain, aches, all that stuff starts to come up. So with mobility, yes, I like doing certain movements. I like doing certain things every now and again, but my biggest thing is having a slew of different things that I love to do and doing that around it. So for me, I want you all to take away from today, like, yeah, it's not about this specific routine. It's more so about like, how do we find movements that are fun for us to do, that feel good, and open up that capacity, that variety for us. So I'm gonna start with some breath work real quick. I just have a mat bunched up here. I'm gonna go for some breath work here for a little bit. I do about 8 deep breaths. My whole thing with this is like, then I'll do some foam rolling. I like to focus on breathing because I suck at breathing. I think majority of us do nowadays, and it helps me there. And then we'll get into some rib cage stuff and all that, and then some actual movements. Not gonna take too long though. So get your heels elevated on an elevation point. I like to lay straight back. Now I usually use like a slant board, but today I'm just gonna use the foam roller because I don't have it. But I get my midfoot and heels on there at the very least. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm not doing a full hip bridge up. I'm essentially just thinking of keeping my low back flat. I'm gonna put my arms up, so palms up to the ceiling, and I'm gonna try to reach as far down as I possibly can now in this position. And I'm gonna take a deep breath in, thinking of breathing all the way from the base of my pelvis up through my chest. Deep breath in. Breathe out. I get myself situated. Now what I'm gonna do is slightly, ever so slightly, push the hips up off the ground. So now I can feel my hamstrings, my glutes, and I'm thinking of almost trying to pull my heels to my butt at that same time and maintaining my hand position. Now I'm just gonna take my deep breaths. I'm gonna stop talking, and I do 4 breaths in this position. Then you're gonna see my hands move to this position. I'll do another 4 breaths.
All right, so I'm hopping in on a voiceover here now. The big thing with this is making sure that we're reaching the hands as far down as we can. So I want you to think of trying to reach as far to your knees as you possibly can go. That's gonna help you feel this as you breathe more into your upper back. Now as we adjust the arms, we go more straight up. I want you to think of now reaching the hands up to the ceiling, trying to protract those shoulder blades as much as possible, and hold and breathe.
All right, that felt pretty damn good. So, like I said, with that, I'm just trying to really connect to my breath. Now I'm gonna try to use that throughout the rest of my movements here. So let's get to it. Someone stole my foam roller. All right, I'm gonna use this one, it's a little bit harder. All right, so now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do some foam rolling for the lats, but a lot of people, they do this a little bit different where they'll go here in this position and they're gonna roll back and forth. It's not how I do it. I actually get in here. You could use the mat too if you're not used to this. It can be a pretty painful position if you haven't done this one before at first. What I like to do is I position myself straight spine, 90-90 position in my hips here. Now I'm gonna do is come here on the foam roller. So now I'm positioning this not in my armpit but right below, and I'm finding the tender spot for me is about right there. So now I'm gonna do is maintain this position, gonna put my hand here. I'm gonna let my neck relax. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a deep breath in, and as I breathe in, I'm going to reach as far this way as I possibly can. And as I do that, I'm trying not to let my hips rotate. I'm trying to keep my hips locked in this position and get this movement from my scap in my rib cage being able to move. So what I'm doing here is I'm moving my rib cage now in my scap. I'm moving it, orientating it this way while I'm also attaching the breath to it. So I'm gonna do now, slow down, same thing, 4 deep breaths on this side. Now this one, what I will do sometimes is I'll breathe in, start my reach, and then I breathe out to finish it. And then I come back to starting position. It feels really good because I feel like I'm able to relax a little bit more into that end range of motion as I breathe out. Yeah, it always feels so good. All right. Make sure you don't neglect one side over the other. Oh, man. All right, let's get it. And also too, I want you all to, like, whoever's watching, following along, explore your body, mess around with the breathing, see what feels best for you, just make sure you are breathing, and just have fun with it. Shout out to Vernon Griffin for talking about just using this as a chance. Ooh, that was a good one. To just explore. Like I said, open up that movement capacity, the variety your body has. Get away from those aches and pains that we feel on a daily basis. Perform at a better level. Just be a better version of yourself, right? All right, so now that I worked on some rib cage and scap stuff there, I'm gonna work on some tib stuff. It's kind of funny. This is kind of like my mobility. I'll do this. I'll stand on the foam roller for a little bit and just kind of like roll around. That all kind of gets me prepped to then just do a couple things. So what I'm going to do is some 90-90 rotations. We'll do some 90-90 heel or some 90-90 heel taps, and then from there we'll do what I like to call a sit and stand with no hands. And then from there we'll get into some upper body stuff and then walk. So let's do it. So with this one, foam roller. Here, I like to take it here and I roll it out and I start to fall forward on it, not right below the knee. I try to find about mid shin. Now what we're gonna do, if we just stayed here, we don't really get to the tibia like I'm trying to. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to roll sideways. So if you notice, I'm gonna roll my body sideways. I'm gonna turn a little bit so you can see my foot here. I'm gonna roll sideways. My foot now goes here. So instead of being here, I'm here. I'm gonna use this hand to hold my foot in this position. Now what I'm gonna do, back foot here, I like to use this as a driver for my hips. So we're not trying to roll back and forth here. I want you to find the spot that is most tender. For me, it's about mid-shin with all my ankle surgeries and stuff that I've had. Now what I'll do is I'll keep my heel pinned in this position. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm going to drop my hips into the foam roller. Breathe out. Try to sink my hips as much as I can and rotate, and I'm gonna rotate back up, not letting my heel change at all. I'm keeping this heel in this position the whole time. Breathe in, breathe out. Play around with the breathing for yourself. I get a pretty good stretch all the way out throughout the ankle here, and then of course into the tib. I'll roll down a little bit, find another tight spot, do one more. Woo. All right, let's do the other leg. Oh yeah, this side's white. If you want to know why I'm doing it this way, not just rolling back and forth, I'm not going to spend the time in this video to talk about it. You can shoot me a DM. I'll put like my stuff on the screen here. If you're watching on Instagram, shoot me a DM. But really, I do all this to then get certain bones and all that other stuff moving the way I want them to as I move about life, trying to open up that movement variety capacity. I don't like the word optimal, but get the most optimal movement out of my body from doing things this way. That feels absolutely fantastic. I'm gonna jump on top of the foam roller for a little bit, and then we'll get into the actual movements. So I like this one too. A little bit of balance work as well. I'm also foam rolling the foot. It's great, feels good for me. Honestly, I'll usually use a tennis ball, or I'll do a lacrosse ball. That's always a little bit better, more targeted. I can get more into a certain foot instead of having to try to stand on this thing single-footed, which I will do sometimes, but I'm not gonna do that for the sake of the video today. So that's what we'll do. I'll put one foot down. That foot's not bad at all. This foot's my most recent one that I had surgery on, that I had the pins and rods put through and everything. So first skate contest back after that this weekend, stoked. I'm feeling pretty good, honestly. All right, so what I'm gonna do now, like I said, and little thing here, every time you get down to the ground, like if you got to, like mobility speaking wise, shout out to Jimmy Mufu. If you haven't got his flexibility book, I don't know if it's still free on his website, but I got it years ago. He talks about this, right? Like the more we can move, bend down, go into a cabinet, reach into a cabinet, grab my stuff, load the dishwasher, tie my shoes in this position, the more I can access those movement capacities and the variety to movement, the better we're gonna feel throughout the day. So just a little tip for tat as I came down here. Now in this position, here, 90-90, drop the hips. Now I'm just gonna do these rotationally, back and forth, trying to progress myself to stay as upright as I can the entire time. A lot of times, people like to start shifting forward, and that's a good indication that we're kind of hiding from the hips and getting away from that true internal, external rotation. So I don't mind using a hand in the back to keep me stable and locked in. That always helps me feel really good. And like I said, just essentially locked to the position. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go 8 reps each side, so 16 total if you wanna do it that way. That's 3. And what I love about this too, like when we're doing this on hard ground, a lot of people, I think we get like worried about the pain, but I want you to use the ground as like a feedback point. It can feel really good if we just allow it to and just don't create pain face, right? The more we can smile through this stuff, relax, the easier the movement's actually gonna feel. So now if you notice, I'm starting to speed it up a little bit. So I start slow to get really in tune with my hips. Now I'm just gonna start letting things kind of flow and go. One more to the other side. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna turn slightly sideways so you can see me here. Here, same position. I'm gonna take this right hand, put it on my knee, or my other hand, and put it on my foot. Now what I'm gonna do, lift my back leg up off the ground. And what I'm gonna try to do here, and I actually like to use this on the ground to help push me this way so I'm not deviating here. So I'll be here. And now what I'm gonna do is lift my knee up, bring my hip around, and tap my heel. Now the biggest thing is trying to make sure I'm not going here. I'm not fighting that position here. I'm trying to stay as upright as I possibly can the entire time. Boom. And don't be afraid of like crackling and popping. A lot of people experience that, me included. I'm experiencing it right now as I'm going through this movement. But as I do it, I can feel my hip loosening up. I can feel myself accessing different ranges of motion right now. Really trying to drive, and sometimes in this position, I'll use this elbow to really drive this knee out and then bring it back. One more. Man, those feel good. Let's hit this other side. And for me too, I mean, being a skateboarder and stuff, and having a desk job, being an online coach and everything, I need to worry about my overall movement. Like if I just worried about getting my steps up from like 8 to 12 to 15,000 every single day, and just like played with my kids, trained, maybe did like one hard strength movement every single day to maintain strength and still like, you know, build muscle over time, a long duration of time, I probably feel really good. But we're all our own worst enemies at times. And right now, getting ready for the skate contest for me is really important. It's just something I really want to push myself to do. The last contest I did just didn't go as well as I wanted to. I let a lot of things come in the way. I didn't prep myself good enough. Being a coach, you know, you take a lot of that stuff to heart sometimes. So here's what we're gonna do. Let's sit to stand. In this position, I'm going to now push my hips up. So if you need to, use your hand. Up. I'm going to swing my leg here. I'm gonna bring this foot out in front of me. I'm gonna stand up. Simple. Go back down. Here. Here. This part's the hardest part. Boom. And then down. So I'm gonna do 3 of those each side. That one didn't feel very good because I didn't plant my toe before I stood up. I went like this. Plant your toe before you stand up. Feels a lot better. And of course, like as you get better at this, you can just kind of flow through it. But take your time. There's no rush at the start. Yeah, what's crazy too, if we all could just keep this ability the rest of our lives, we would be insanely well off as just healthy individuals who stay away from a nursing home or assisted living kind of situation. I think that's 2. We'll say that's 3. All right. Oh. Let me check where we're at with filming and stuff. All right, sweet. I'm gonna finish this up here, get going. I got my kids' conference today, so what we're gonna do now is just do some scap stuff, some more shoulder stuff. So I'm gonna start with handcuff with rotation. I'm gonna have to flip my hat around or just take it off for a second. What I'll do, I'm just gonna watch the movement. This one's really big on just making sure we're not shrugging the shoulders up, keeping them depressed in this position. Then as we come up and around, allowing those scaps to move, coming in full position. You'll see what I talk about here as I do it. So let's get into it. I'm sure you still can hear me with the mic flipped around. I've just never used it this way. I'm on the ground here. Boom. Boom. Remember, not here. Shoulders here. Coming down. Big circle in front of me. Try to open up as much as you can there. I'm gonna do 8 of these. I'm gonna stop trying to talk though because this movement is low-key kind of hard. And if I keep trying to talk, I'll wear myself out. Let's go, 6 more. One more, guys, one more. Don't make the pain face, remember? All right, so now we're gonna do here, stretch it out a little bit. Now, super simple. We're gonna do a forearm scapular push-up to down dog, and then from there we're gonna do some side plank rotations, and then we're done. So this one I'm gonna turn this way. Here, in this position, we're just gonna sink those scaps down. We're not resting on the ground. We're still supporting ourselves, not shrugging up in the shoulders. Shoulders are here. We're letting those shoulders squeeze together, and we're gonna push ourselves up into this down dog position. We're really trying to push through the entire forearm and push ourselves up as high as we can. Come back, squeeze those shoulder blades. This movement is not an easy one. I'm gonna walk my elbows in a little bit more. There we go. Yeah, those are hard. All right. Now, this next one, if you need to, I would say start with just a regular kneeling side plank. So we're in this position, then we're gonna come up, and then we'll just reach through. So I want you to think of this is an exercise for more of the shoulder we're posted on than for the core right now. You're obviously gonna get core engagement, but we're really focusing on the shoulder here. So if we're gonna do it this way, we're here, we're reaching through, and we're trying to rotate as far as we can, letting those hips kind of come with us a little bit, pushing up through this arm, and then coming back, open up, okay? Now what I'm gonna do is do it the full way. We're gonna do 4 reps each side. So just like this, here, and you're gonna let those feet kind of rotate with you. So just stack them how you need to. Here, and reach through, come back. Don't forget to breathe throughout these movements as well, because that's gonna help allow that scap and rib cage to do what it needs to do. All right, let's bust out this other side, and then I'm out of here. We'll head outside for a walk real quick. All right. There we go. And boom. All right. I'm gonna head outside, hit a walk. Got the mobility session in, walking now. That's really, I mean, the biggest thing to all of this. Like, mobility training is awesome. I love it. It helps us figure out like what ranges of motion do we have access to, What control do we have over with those ranges of motion? Not only that, but then you start to realize you are capable of these things. And maybe we can start to use those capacities in the rest of our lives, i.e. going down in the cupboards, right? Putting laundry away, putting our shoes on, in our strength training. Now we get to send feedback to the new ranges of motion, to the brain that we can access, and we also can be strong in, and boom, I mean, I've seen wondrous things happen when people start to get this stuff kind of plugged together for themselves. So I hope this helps. A little bit different take on mobility stuff, not just your normal kind of flow and go session. As you can see, I do a lot of different things. That's just one of many. So if it was something y'all liked, shout out to you clients. Much love for getting me to do this. I appreciate it. And if you want more, make sure you let me know in the comments. And anybody out there who isn't one of my clients, you want to learn how to be as unbreakable as my crew is, shout out to them. I mean, I just give them the info, they put in the work. But if you want to join us, feel free to check out the description below. I do have a link where you can book a free call with one of the MindPump coaches. We can talk to you about what are your specific goals, what are you trying to accomplish, and if you want to start working with me, if I got slots available, it might be a possibility. Let us know. Other than that, I hope you all get some movement in today. I'm going to try to really get my step count up a little bit more, especially with the skate contest coming up. Just like recovery, how good it feels. Yeah. All right, guys. That's it. Peace.